Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome. We're streaming live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. That's right, on Facebook and on YouTube. Please join us. Let's know what you think about the headlines we are about to bring you this morning. We're starting with the Nation newspaper front page. Buhari to arsonists, killers, agitators. I will shock you.
Yeah, I heard you this morning, Sheriff. Like I hear you every morning. I'm a loyal listener to you.
Oh, so nice.
First time caller.
Yeah, not the first time.
Now, let me put all that. Let me stop cracking up. Yes, I heard this morning, and I honestly, I'm a bit worried about the thoughts of our people out there, majority of them, who are more emotional about these things than reason. They show more emotion than reason. And I think, for example, there are those who think that anything Buhari appears to be doing against the interests of the Igbos, to put it bluntly, shows is a manifestation of whatever. And I say in this particular instance, let's get this perspective very clear. There's a lot going on in the southeast. Okay, they're burning police stations, burning poll stations, and so on and so forth. And therefore, who are those who are the direct beneficiaries of this bad business that we have? The people of the southeast. The logic in rebelling against your own people, I don't understand. Where you believe whether I don't know whether they're IPOB, I don't know who they are, but you want to burn everything in sight and create anarchy. That is going to hurt your own people. So what does Buhari do? Buhari now comes up, maybe out of past criticisms, and says, okay, I'm going to face this issue very, very squarely. And the direct beneficiaries of this act that is going to take place are people from the East. I know the feelings we have about, how the East has been marginalized and so on and so forth. Maybe this is his first attempt at trying to correct it. Therefore, let's cut him some slack. No government, like Kelvin said this morning, would sit back and watch anarchy prevail. I don't like this reference to other events when you are analyzing a particular event. He didn't do that, when there was problem in the north. So what?
That's not even true.
That's not even true.
And a lot of people made reference to it.
Yes, but even if it were true, so what? So he should sit back and do nothing. And like I said, the direct beneficiaries. It's easy for some of us who are in Lagos, and are well taken care of, to say these things without thinking about our brothers back in the East. So people of extra Eastern extraction in outside who don't live in these areas need to take into cognizance the sufferings that their people are going on through because of these acts. So let's get it very, very clear. And the reason behind this kind of rhetoric is mainly because everybody has an agenda, or everybody seems to have an agenda. I'd like to be very, very clear on issues. In this one, I cannot fault the president, to be honest with you. I don't like references. He didn't do this here, I didn't do this here. He could jolly well sit back and do nothing and watch the whole place blow up in flames. We would be the same set of persons who would come and say, it's because he's in the East, he doesn't mind if we kill ourselves. Let's be very careful about these things. Let's get unduly excited. And this also brings me to the issue of the social media. And I blame the government for where we are. Close to 60 to 70% of what you see in the social media today cannot go through and come out 100% in any analysis. There is so much fake news, so much organized, and it's not just in this instance, across the board. Across the board. Somebody sent me a video of said it was a governor that was attacked, that was put under attack, shooting and whatever. Only God knows if it wasn't from a movie scene that was taken. And that's why some of us had said that, look, whilst we believe in freedom has to be under some dispensation of control. And therefore, the social media cannot be a free fall. It's causing a lot of damage. The least of it being those in the diaspora who are not here on ground to see what is actually happening. So let's all be careful. Nigeria is at a very, very dangerous is in a very dangerous position as we speak. And if we've been critical of the president and now he wants to act in this case, the least we can do is to lend him some support. I repeat again, the direct beneficiaries, if we can bring peace to this region, are the people in the regions. And those of us who are in our safe havens outside the region, we need to be very careful. It's easy to sit in Lagos and continue to back on radio and say that, the president doesn't this and doesn't that. If you were in the east, and the police station that was burnt is next to your father's house, I wonder what you'd be thinking. We can't allow arson to prevail, no matter what people think. And therefore, I plead with all of us, especially those of us who have the opportunity to come radio and so on and so forth. Don't let's get emotional about these things. I keep saying, always study things very well, before you make it. There was a woman who called in this morning and said when it happened, he didn't do anything. Now, why does he keep sending soldiers to the east? If he's sending soldiers to the east so that peace can prevail, who are the beneficiaries?
And I also think that a lot of people are not well informed, and that form the basis of their outrage when they speak. As we speak today, the Nigerian army are in over 20 states of the Federation.
Exactly. Maybe I just
for one exercise or another.
Maybe to add to what you said, they are not well informed, but they are also ill informed. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of that going on in the social media. And that's why I had to come on radio here, not once, not twice, to say nobody should pass on any video to me. Everybody now wants to have a podcast and say all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. I saw yesterday a traditional ruler, going on about why he believes his region should. What he just set himself up for what do you call it? For sedition. And I said, what? All of a sudden, everybody believes it's a free fall. You can say whatever you like. And so because at the end of the day, those who bear the loss of these things are the people who are on ground, the innocent people. Okay, now.
Indeed. Let's move on to page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. I have this story here. Before we move on to page 10, I think there is a story somewhere.
Sorry, I was even going to say, before we even do, there's something I also wanted to add. Now, one thing that appears to be happening is it looks as if the governors have lost control. A lot of it self-inflicted. We need to be honest with ourselves. So, the president might have, I'm not recommending he should, I'm saying what might happen. He might have to declare some state of emergency and put the place under military control. Obasanjo did it, and heavens didn't fall. So if that should happen, the next question that the Nigerians will be asking is, who would lead that operation? Where would he be from?
Right.
You understand? And we cannot keep splitting hairs on every action that takes place. I know the government at the center is very weak. We've all acknowledged that. But we have to manage what we have. We need for some peace, some peace to be enforced in our land. You can't have people going riot, burning police stations, burning this and burning that. You can't have that happening. And the governors have lost complete control. Apparently, what appears to be happening is a lot of this really and truly, at the end of the day, is a political reaction because IPOB have said they don't have any hand in it. So who is doing it then? Who is doing all these things? Yeah, sorry.
All right. So let's go to Vanguard, page 10 of the Vanguard. Some National Assembly members demand bribe for Kama Bill amendment. That's CAN president. So President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Reverend Shukwa Ayokunle, said yesterday that some members of the National Assembly approached the Christian body to lobby the legislature for the amendment of the controversial Companies and Allied Matters Act, Kama Bill. Reverend Ayokunle, who was the president of the Nigerian Baptist Convention for 10 years, said this during the handover ceremony to new leaders, Dr. Israel Akonji and Professor Emeritus Adewale.
In a bid to control information out there, I think maybe this would be a good place to start. We need to rein this gentleman in for him to tell us who were the members of the National Assembly who demanded this bribe. The police should do that. The police should do that because this is a very serious allegation. Mm-hmm. He didn't say might or whatever. He said it as a statement of
point
fact.
Blank, yeah.
Point blank. And he even had the rhetoric to go there. This is what he said. He said, when we got to them, They told us they were not in the National Assembly because of CAN. They said though they are Christians, CAN didn't send them there. They told us we were nominated and sponsored by our parties. Their loyalty is first to their parties and those who sponsored them. They said if you want us to help you, you have to lobby. And what does lobby mean? They said Christians only cannot give us what we wanted, and they have to go to non-Christians, and before they can, well, what it means they needed some lobby to gather support for the Kama Bill amendment. This is a very serious allegation. The Reverend, the respected gentleman, the authorities should pick him up and say, can you give us the names of those who asked for this bribe, so we can follow it up from there. It's time we start holding people responsible for information that they put out there. That is what has actually brought us into the chaos that we have now. People think that free speech means that you can say whatever you like, whether it's falsehood or not. No. And this government has been very careless in this regard. And it's time that we start holding people completely responsible for these actions, some of these videos and rhetoric that you see. Hold them responsible, and let's have it will only lead us to chaos. Well, it's not only going to lead us, we're already in a chaotic situation as it is, but we don't want it to get worse than this. So I respectfully ask the authorities to invite the gentleman, give him a nice cup of coffee and biscuits, put him in an air-conditioned room, give him a piece of paper and a biro, and tell him to write a statement and give us the names of those who and let us see if we would retract it.
Let's look at the second story there on that same page 10. Democracy Day, NANS declares June 12 National Protest Day.
I said yesterday that the way things are structured in this country now, the last thing you need is protest. Let us be strategic in our thinking. Let us start the movement. NANS now should be going around the country, mobilizing their people to say that, look, and come out with parameters of the next leader that they want for the country and start identifying people. Let's stop doing things for the sake of it, or for the sake of sometimes, in certain cases, satisfying those who have put the funds down for what we're doing. Let us be strategic in our thinking and in our actions. What is the protest going to bring? One or two people get shot, and there's so much noise, and then in some cases, those who have organized these things now go back and collect the inducement, to put it in the mildest language that I can use. Let's start working. It's 2020. By this time next year, we'll be in the heat of campaigns and so on and so forth. So that's where our minds should be, and this is not the time to start demonstrating. And I think we've done enough of that. The points have been made, and let's try something else and stop putting the lives of our people on the line. So I plead with NANS to adopt a different strategy. I plead with those who are very close to them, the elderly ones who are very close to them, to guide them aright. And to say that hitting the streets and protesting, yes, it works in certain cases. It has produced very little in Nigeria, if you ask me. But most importantly, the focus should be how we can elect because if we miss that chance in 2023, we are going to be on the suffering line for another 4 years.
Right.
And that doesn't make any sense to me. We'll be on another 4 years.
Moving on to the Punch newspaper, page 6 of the Punch. Uncertainty surrounds Lagos APC primaries results. That's the story here. The All Progressives Congress Party has yet to release the results of the local government primaries for councillorship and chairmanship slots in the forthcoming council election.
I just imagined if I was a foreigner and I saw part of the news coming from Nigeria, I'd be wondering, what kind of people are these people? They can't even get themselves organized. A party has a monopoly of a state to organize primaries for local government elections that we know, or we are almost sure that they have a direct control over. It's now difficult for them to organize the primaries for that. And it's very, very simple. It's an issue of personal interest. Mm-hmm. Personal interest above all others. And I expect the elders of the party to show a lot of maturity in this regard. Take your hands off the pedal, for God's sake. And I would love, for example, let's have a lot of youth coming up in this, and let them be children of nobody without any influence. Let's have a fresh perspective. Not somebody who will be cutting money to his Oga who put him there in the first instance. The stories that are abound. We hear stories like, local governments, they pass 5 million naira each to some big shot somewhere on a monthly basis and things like that. We can't continue to run our state like this. And the APC, the elders in the APC need to know that we are gradually getting ashamed of some of these things that are going on. Simple primaries to elect who do we want amongst ourselves has led to deaths, stabbing, machetes, guns. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. And I think maybe this is some kind of ploy to get some people to get so scared they don't want to join politics. I'm not going to be in politics and somebody says I should bring money to buy machetes and guns and whatever. I mean, what is it? So let's for God's sake give, that's why you find some countries in the Western world can boastfully say that anybody who does whatever elections in Nigeria, we will not give them visa. We don't say the same about them because we haven't respected ourselves. And by 60 years after independence, we're a 60-year-old nation. We should be more matured in these things that we do. And anyway, so what will happen is the results haven't been announced of primaries that took place on Saturday. By the time the results are announced, there will be another round of confusion.
Yeah, that's right.
Where does that get us?
I think they're preparing the ground for another round of defections here and there. People feeling aggrieved.
The problem is defect to where?
To other parties.
Which party?
They could decide to move to the main opposition in the state.
Which is the main opposition?
Which is the PDP.
Do you have a PDP in the state?
Yes, we do.
Who is their chairman?
Yes, we do. I think we spoke with their. We actually even spoke with their. Wemima spoke with their spokesperson the other day.
Who is their chairman? Yeah. Let me confess, and I feel ashamed. I don't know him. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
So you feel ashamed too?
No, I don't. I really, honestly, I really don't. But I know that we do have PDP.
We have PDP, but it's almost moribund in the state.
I agree with you.
It's almost moribund, and it is sad because it has given the APC too much slack. To do as they wish.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very, very sad.
I agree. We need a very, very opposition, very active, not sleeping one that will only wake up during elections. I just needed to say that. Because that's what happens all the time.
To be honest with you, I'd just like a change at the center in the states. A shift to another. Let's try another part. We can't keep having the same. I see where it's got. It's built so many monsters now. Monsters that is going to be very difficult to destroy. But we'll see how it goes.
Scrap Senate cuts number of reps / FG's size at Keredolu.
Yeah, but he's not saying anything new. But I'm glad that he's saying it. What I don't know is if he's saying it as a governor or as the chairman.
The chairman of PDP is Engineer Doherty.
Never heard of him.
Same here.
Same here. So what was that?
Yeah, this scrap Senate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So is what he's saying. Of course, I mean, it's what we've been saying all along.
Yeah.
Nobody in his right mind runs the kind of political nonsense that we are running here.
Bogus, expensive, ineffective.
Name it. Nobody does that. We're just throwing money away. What we're doing is like putting money in a large suitcase. In large suitcases from a trailer and just throwing them over the bridge, into the water. Therefore, he has our support, but the unfortunate thing is those who are going to decide these things are also beneficiaries of this. So let's see whether they'll be patriotic enough. You have to go to the Senate, you have to go to the House of Reps, and you now want them to cut number of reps and scrap the Senate. It's going to be a very tough call. It's going to be a very tough call. But it is something that we can correct again in 2023. You must get a commitment from whoever is going to run in 2023 that he will support these things. That's the way these things work. Make sure that there's an agreement and undertaking that, look, once you get to the Senate, these are the things that you want me to do. Stop taking money from these people. I mean, that's difficult to tell people who are hungry.
No,
take the money, but let them do the right thing.
Yeah.
Does that work? Does it work like that?
Don't take the money. You're corrupt if you're taking the money.
But in the midst of hunger, it's wrong for me to say, but again, I'm a realist. There's hunger in the land, Sherry.
Yes, there is. I know.
There's hunger in the land, though.
I know.
I'm going
I
in
know.
line.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I will take money from anybody.
If I give you money, go.
You're my party man. Party me near. Because of you now, I've kept all my t-shirts at home. I changed to Ankara. Let's see if you want to take this off me.
You'll be shocked too. Okay. I have one story here. After this story, we'll go to social media and take some thoughts. Punch newspaper page 10 says COVID-19 social distancing postpones new passport issuance.
The kind of excuses you get in public space in Nigeria, that's so funny. If it's not a snake swallowing money, it says that COVID-19 social distancing has postponed new passport issuance. Why don't you have a system that says, okay, we'll extend the time from 3:30 to 6 o'clock, and then we'll also do Saturdays and Sundays so we can clear the backlog? That's more imaginative than to come out with excuses to say the social distancing.
You can even call the people that you can give the passport in
a
day. Call them. Give them appointment to come.
Give them appointment numbers. Yes, come and collect on so and so day. The way we get our passports in the United Kingdom is in the post.
I don't get it.
You can say to people that, look, we have a facility that says that we can get one of the courier companies to deliver to you if you can pay the extra charge. Maybe for 2K. You understand?
Yeah.
And you pay for delivery.
Yeah,
Just these days,
for delivery.
when you want to buy something now, you see a printer or a computer or camera you want to buy. The man in your house in Lekki, the seller is in Ikeja. You say, Oga, it is 15,000. Then you pay 2,000 for delivery. You say, sure, bring it down. You're not going to go there and collect yourself. Let's be a bit more imaginative. The truth is this. There is this trend in public service that anything that you're doing for your citizens, you're doing them a favor. You know, and you need to see the kind of attitude you have in the passport office to those who know Roger. They put them under a shed, keep walking past them with this or other VIP, and so on and so forth. It's become a big racket. And I'm glad that the minister wants to blow up this and make getting the passport a seamless exercise. I'm going to apply very soon for my what do you call it now? For my reissue.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will give you a blow-by-blow account.
Okay.
Daily. I will go undercover. Luckily, they might grab me by my surname, but my first name, I won't say it, so we won't look out for it. But my first name, you might not quickly know that is Jimi Disu. And so I'll be able to feed you in and tell you what exactly is going on. I'll go in and do the right thing. Just go in and do the right thing. You said the other day that you got your passport. So many people said that is a lie.
But I also saw people.
A lot of people, even in this building.
I also saw people.
Call me Nedu.
Yes, Nedu said his own. Yes, I spoke with Nedu. I also saw people that said they got
Sheriff,
to without paying anything.
You must have used.
I did not use anything.
You must have used Karufi.
No, I did not
passport
use
office.
I did not use anything.
Passport office.
I am very, very.
Some of those who are doing this business in the 70s today are governors.
They did not even know me.
It's a big business. Some of your former governors today used to be passport office touts. It's a big business.
I know that
you
happened.
know them.
Yeah, I know, and I've heard. But to me personally, nah, I didn't experience it.
When I remember the good days in Kakawa, some of those who are former governors, they were started from Kakawa running after passport.
I had a friend back in the day that their uncle had this. They would tell you that they run, what do they call it, travel agencies, all of those things. So
I'm not even talking of travel agencies. I'm talking of in the good old days of when in the whole of Nigeria you get your passport from Kakawa. I was working in the Daily Times in Kakawa then, so you could see them. I'm talking 74, 75. Touts.
Serious.
Today they are some of them are with a different name. Of Sheriff, don't front me this morning.
Okay. All right.
It's to jokes apart now. It's racketeering. I mean, we do get same day passports in other countries now. You go online, you fill in the time slot that you want, you submit your papers, and they tell you that, okay, your passport, you submit your papers at 10 o'clock, your passport will be ready at 4 o'clock in another building. You go there, it's there, you pick it up and go. everything in Nigeria is a privilege. There was a time in Nigeria now to pay your NEPA bill, you would need a tout.
Oh yeah, wait. What
happened?
Ishola says,
Yes.
good morning, sir. I applied online, renewed my passport without paying anyone
He's
extra.
an immigration man.
Wait.
I know. He's an immigration. It's a fake name. I don't want it a fake name. I believe it is almost impossible. Look, okay, on Friday, how would I do this now? I wish more people will call in and tell me this nice experience that you had.
Yeah.
Me, I won't lie to you.
It wasn't online. I went there.
They must have recognized you.
No, they didn't know.
That's Sheriff.
They didn't know
Where
me.
were you working then?
I was working at another radio station, not even here.
But you were doing programs on air.
No, I wasn't.
They must have recognized your voice. As soon as I said good morning,
I said I wasn't.
I'm going to. So this is Sheriff.
They didn't even know me.
Just yesterday, I went to ShopRite. As soon as I said one word, somebody looked back. I in my head. They must have recognized your voice.
No, they didn't know.
But I'm going to try it out myself. My passport is due for reissue and see how it goes.
Okay. All right. Let's stay. Oh, wow. We can't do anything.
You can't do anything anymore.
We have to go now. Many thanks to you, Jimmy, for coming around.
Yes, sir.
It's Wednesday. There with me.
Yes, there with me today.
Who is coming?
I have one. I'm fan terrible. She came the other time.
Okay.
She threw me under the bus, left, right, and center. So I said, okay, I need a bit of propping here and there. This is Mrs. Sumbala Bajela, troublesome woman. No, you know the ones Yorubas call Onijobon.
All right, Jimmy is next at 9 o'clock on Daily Digest with Jimmy. This is the Ebony edition. It's just stating, Jimmy, thank you again for coming.
Yes, sir.
Many thanks to MTN. We're back with the news. After the news, we'll speak with Barrister Monday Obani on the Constitutional Review hearings going on.
You've waited so long, and now the doors are wide open for you.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.